Good evening, friends. Thank you for joining me every evening to follow what's happening in India and abroad. And thank you for sending me your useful comments and suggestions. Our only mission is to bring you the truth and both sides of the story. Viewers, you would all realize that the day Arnab and his channels were attacked, he was forced to keep silent about the SSR case due to some legal bindings. We also know that all the mainstream channels were quiet for a long time, and even Times Now took a U-turn and stopped reporting the case long back. In the wake of this eerie silence, many ordinary people brought out YouTube channels that started exposing bits and pieces of the case that became the turning point for not only Bollywood, but also the syndicate and politicians too. Let me first introduce you to our guest, Sandeep Phogat from Melbourne, Australia. Good evening.
Good evening.
Sandeep.
Jai
Yeah.
Hind, Jai Bharat, Meena ji. Thanks so much for inviting me.
Yeah, welcome to our channel, Sandeep. See, I've been personally watching your, channel, and I think you're doing a very good job, and keeping everybody, on the thing in Sushant case, day to day basis. So that's a very important job that you're doing, because this is something mainstream has stopped reporting, and we are now, viewers are depending on people like you and me to, fill them on what's happening.
Cool. No, thanks again for inviting me. And I personally watch your channel as well. And
Thank you.
I was really happy when I saw your invitation, because you're one of those, I would say, maybe only one of few people who are keeping this moment alive. And I was
Yeah.
really happy. And I'm good luck to your channel. Whatever you're doing, it's really, really great. And I really appreciate your work, man. Thanks for
Thank you,
inviting.
Sandeep. Thank you. So let us have a rocking session today. We'll discuss different things and also inform our viewers. And viewers also, you can send questions through the chat that's going on. If you find them relevant to what's happening, we'll take it on. Okay. Yeah. So Sandeep, we were discussing about how certain media now have come up in YouTube that is discussing these things. Sandeep, you must have also realized that some of these voices got hushed because one, they were pulled up by authorities trying to hush it. Okay. Second, because they were making money. I'm talking about different people making money using SSR's name. Some people are still making money using SSR's name. C, they are and were working for Sushant's enemies, who can be termed as paid PR media activists. Out of the few who survived, we have Sandeep Phogat and Varun Kapoor, to name a few, who have remained constant in their mission. Just like when I did Deepti Pinati on my channel regarding Sridevi, many messages came not to touch her. And I asked those very people to appear and debate with her, but they never came. They are who I would term as shadow boxers. Today, Sandeep Phogat from Melbourne, who is an SSR warrior and also has been exposing several aspects of some other cases as well, like Sridevi's, that has been hushed by the mainstream media. And also bear in mind, friends, on Wednesday, we have invited Varun Dhawan at the same time. As you know, friends, my experience in journalism spans over 35 years, and I've worked with some of the best and finest newspapers and publications around the world. And I started a magazine in Dubai that became one of the top magazines in the Gulf, called Gulf Connoisseur. As the world becomes more digital, this YouTube is a platform that has welcomed many of us into its fold, and I have only you all to thank for. So, to my detractors, the SSR case is not what has defined me, but my own experience. So, this is not, as you would term it very cheaply, my dhanda. Similarly, I'm sure, Sandeep Phogat, you would have had your career, and that you were not waiting for this YouTube channel to become, a celebrity. So yeah, tell us about yourself, Sandeep, how you started off, and a bit about your background, how you went to Australia.
Sure. Thank you so much, Meena ji, for the introduction, and then very nicely put up what's been happening, how there were a lot of voices has been shut down, or I would say they still talking, but not talking about SSR case after being arrested or some other stuff.
Yes.
So I'll tell you a little bit about myself. So I came to Australia as a student, and after studying here for like 5 6 years, then I applied for my permanent resident, and then I became permanent resident here. So I work in a very good company as a manager, so I don't have to rely on YouTube, of course, for my life. I know some
You mean
people
to
say
say
that.
this is not your dhanda?
Yes, it is not my dhanda. Exactly. Thank you so much. But definitely, look, I how I came into this moment. I'll start from 14 June when we heard the news about Sushant
Yeah,
Singh Rajput. It
absolutely.
was really disturbing, and that's when I started watching R Bharat as well. So yeah, we watch other program in Australia here, but I keep myself up to date on most news in what's happening in India more than Australia, of course,
Yeah.
because I love my country. And of course, oh yes, one thing before I go and then I talk about anything else. For to all women's happy women's day. We just did a
Thank
session.
you.
I'm really sorry, I wanted to say at the start but I forgot. But
Yeah.
happy women's day to you and all the women's watching.
Thank you so much.
uh, so yeah, I mean 14th of June when this thing happened, my wife was very big fan of Sushant Singh Rajput. She's still Sushant Singh Rajput fan and watch his movies. I did not watch all his movies, but when I saw this, and then very next day we saw all the videos and all the things were coming up, photos, videos, and all the stuff. We saw that it was showing as a murder, not a suicide. And then when I saw, why people doing all these kind of stuff. There are a lot of things happen in the past where all those politicians were involved in some cases and they never got caught. But I thought maybe this is the time when we believe in a government which is doing a lot of good things,
Yeah.
including like 370 and then those other stuff and then Ram Mandir, all these things. So I had I had some interest in that we can fight for justice, but I was fighting for justice just by watching other YouTubers.
Yeah.
I don't want to name anyone, but a lot of YouTubers who were making videos, from young YouTubers to like elder age, everybody, and then we used to watch everybody's. And then there was a time when these YouTubers start getting arrested. That was around August, I
Yeah.
think around August. And I would name this person when Sahil Chaudhary, he got arrested
Yeah. Yeah.
because I used to watch his videos. I used to watch others, but I never missed his videos.
Yeah.
And then I saw that what's happening. He named few people, and then he got arrested. I know that
Yes.
he said some other words which he shouldn't, but I was still upset by seeing that why these people are being arrested.
Yeah.
And then I decided, I had this YouTube channel. I used to make different kind of video which you won't find at the moment. But then I saw, okay, I think they're arresting everyone who is making video and then naming them in India. So I thought maybe let me try to make some videos, because I'm sitting here and I had a very different thought of, yes, I'm going to make videos, not taking their name directly, but I can give hints, and then people are very smart, they understand who we are talking about. So I started that way, and then people started to get connected, and then we have a big family of more than 70,000, we call
Yeah.
as a Phogat family.
Yeah.
That's how I connected. Some people say, these people came after the moment, they are new. And then we always say, when why warriors get injured, other warriors come in and take place, because we have to keep fighting.
Yes.
We have to always fight. I think that's what happened, and then we're still fighting every day. I come live, I think there will be only 4 or 5 days I can count on my fingers how many days I've missed the live session. I come every day. We started with half an hour session, 1 hour session. Now everybody wants to connect, and we go up to
This is
three,
including Sunday, including Sunday as well.
including Sundays. And Sundays even we are doing 2 sessions now. We have another channel, Ajad Hind Government, where we talk about Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, women empowerment, and the other stuff. But yes, I don't miss anything, and I would like to appreciate my wife for supporting me in this. I have a little one, and she look after him, and then
Yeah. In
that gives
between,
me a lot of time.
in between, I think I see that some of the toys around. So I know you have a small kid.
Yes, yes, of course. Yes, so
Yeah.
yeah, managing that. I can't do it without my
Yeah.
family, my wife help. But yeah, that's a bit about me, how I started the
Yeah.
moment, and then what I'm doing.
See, what happened, Sandeep, is that, see, when this Sushant Singh case started, see, it all started with emotions, you know. See, when someone dies, and immediately when the authorities, dismiss it as a suicide, immediately our ears go up, like dogs,
Yep.
because we know someone is there trying to hush up something. And then the casual manner in which the things happened and the Meme police and all came, we knew that this is a total fake case, and
Yep.
that looking at the body, we knew this man had been tortured to death. Okay, so it all started, Sandeep, with a, what you call an emotion. You say that you started seeing his films later. Even I saw only some of his films. But when I saw his films, I felt that sort of passion that he has, to be a good actor, which is to get into the skin of the character, which is very difficult for Bollywood actors to do. So if you watch Salman Khan about, say, for example, 15 years back, and you watch him today, it's the same emotion. Okay, but it's not like that with actors like Sushant.
Yep.
Sushant gets into the role of a cricketer, or he gets into the role of a scientist, whatever. What they have been doing is they work hard, to bring the character out. And
Yep.
then, as we started, like you, me, and all of the others started researching, we discovered that he has an impeccable reputation and an education coming from a family of values. You're looking at his father, you can make out he's coming from a very good background. So, when he comes from such a background, that is how he has been brought up. Now, when you come to Bollywood, you realize that these values do not stand. You know, the kind of values that they want is totally opposite of what he has. You know, so like when you started researching and I started researching, each of us started giving different angles. So for the viewers, it became very important to watch our channels, because this is not what CNN, IBN, or Times Now, or for a matter of fact now Republic also are giving you. So the moment they know that you're coming on live, they know that you're coming with something important. Okay, you have done your homework and you're following some news very carefully. And today's news is some sort of a breaking news on Sushant Singh, or it could be Janhavi Kukreja, or it could be on Sridevi. You see, so you become a sort of a respected voice, isn't it? Tell me
Yep.
your yeah.
Now that's absolutely right, and I want to start with when you say there's a lot of stuff going on, and then how intellectual Sushant Singh Rajput was. I have never seen any single actor, although we have seen a person like Irfan Khan, who they
Absolutely.
really get into the role, and
Yeah,
some other people as well. But
yeah,
people like Salman Khan, Shah Rukh Khan, these people, is a personal view. I don't think they are really actor, and then they know a lot of
yeah,
how to act actually. Yeah. So Sushant Singh Rajput, he was the best actor. If I go back and then see his movie, it's not a bad
yeah,
like, because we're connected to this case, and that's why
yeah,
we're thinking,
yeah.
oh, it's
Absolutely.
about the
Yeah,
emotions. But you see the purity, how much hard work he do,
he has
and
done.
then you can see in the his movie when he was carrying, what's her name, Saif Ali Khan's daughter, and
Yeah,
they
Sarah.
Tara Ali Khan, and so producer, director or producer, somebody said that we asked, we can do these by body double, but he said no, I want to
No.
do it.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
that shows the dedication,
yeah,
and this thing never come up. It never came up when the movie was going on, and it Kedarnath movie, and then it was released, because he's not that kind of person. Unlike other actors, they do these kind of thing, oh no, we don't need body double, but they side by side, they call their what is called paparazzi, or those TV channels, they
yeah,
advertise this for them.
yeah,
But that never happened, that never came in the limelight, that he was doing, and then he refused to do the body double. That shows the
yeah,
dedication, and he never got those paid PR, or those what do you call as a news channels, who will do only to show that he is a good person, and then he get into the character. But you always see that when he's acting in front of camera. So that's about Sushant Singh Rajput. If we start talking about Sushant Singh Rajput, we can talk whole day, the kind of person he was.
Sandeep, see, you're also in the corporate world. Okay. See, this is not very different in the corporate world. See, I've worked in the news agencies, and I know that people prefer mediocres. You see, the moment you're excellent in what you do, and you are like a star, people get scared of you, because that means their jobs will be replaced by you, and they will reach a level where you can't sort of follow them, or even be competitive. So what happens is that the moment a person, you discover that a person is like that, you have to cut his wings, you see.
Exactly.
So the moment he came into Bollywood, and people started realizing that, they knew that they could make money through his films, because they were all blockbusters, okay, and they needed that money for devious means. But to do that, they had to control him, and they couldn't control him because he is not the controllable type.
I think yes, you're right, absolutely right. But they got successful in some kind of, when they contracted him in these 3-movie contract, and then he couldn't do any other movies. So there was a plan. But I think that how it started was, they never thought that this person is going to be that popular. He can be a superstar. They took him for granted. And then when they realize this, and they're like, okay, what do we do now? So that's when they start, gang up against him. And that's what they do with the other people who come from, outside, and they're not Nepo kids. For Nepo kids, 15 movies, flop, and still they're presenting, or I would say PR presenting as he's a superstar always. For example, they show somebody's kids, or which company's diaper or T-shirt they wear. I'm like, is it all you have to cover? Is it all you have to cover? And they make stories. They made stories against Sushant Singh Rajput that he was misbehaving with the female, and then that female came outside and then said, no, that never happened. So they tried everything, and when they know that it's not going to happen, it's not going to work, this person is keep climbing the ladder, and then they gonna fall behind. And in India, you will see, I would say not just in India, even outside as well, when, as you mentioned, when people start getting the success, and then they know this person will be a superstar in whatever they're doing, not just film industry, they start pulling the leg instead of competing and then trying to go above that person. They try to pull the leg and then send this person behind, because they want to stand there. They don't want to progress, because they don't have guts. They don't have these kind of feeling that they can improve, they can do their best. So that's what they did with him.
I'll tell you, Sandeep. See, this happens in politics as well. Okay. So see, I'm a very big Narendra Modi fan. Okay. So from the time that he's come, we've been trying to help boost him. Now, see, when the second the time when he was re-elected, before that, when we were working, a very crucial man. Okay. I met him at a meeting. There was a conference, and we met. So before going, I told him, see, I have a huge list of people. If you can include me in your data, what we can do is we can get everybody together and spread the message faster. This guy knows me very well, and he's in the center. Okay, he knows me very well. So he said, yes, Meenaji, we will do all that and all that. And that was after that we said bye and all that. After that, he has not touched me with a bajpo. Okay, so so it's not only in movies, in every field, Sandeep, every field. You look at, for example, now what you said. You look at Divya Bharti. Okay, Divya Bharti had the same problem. See, they wanted to spoil her reputation and say that she was an alcoholic. Okay, and they wanted her to do things which she was not, going to do, because she came from a good background. Okay, so what do? You spoil her reputation. You say that she's not getting films. Okay, if she goes to films, she's acting cranky. She won't do the shots properly. So you build a character around her and make her really bad, and say that, see, that's why she committed suicide. She was depressed and she committed suicide. So you have the same case with so many other actors and actresses. So what you said is so true about Sushant. They tried to build a character around him when everybody knew that he was a very straightforward man and that he was not going around cheating women or drinking or
Yeah,
doing drugs. You know, but
exactly.
when mainstream actually says that he was taking drugs, ordinary people start believing that, Sandeep. You
Yeah.
see, unless they listen to you or me. That's what I'm trying to tell.
Yep. No,
Yeah,
no, absolutely right. And that's why there's a very important role social media playing these days. And news
yeah,
channel knows really well about these kind of stuff because I had contacting I had a contact with one of the Republic Bharat person as well. And then when I sent him a message, he knew about me. So definitely they know that yes, these people are working on these. All the look, Republic
continuously.
Bharat. Exactly, Republic Bharat. This is the best channel for me. Even when they launch day before
Yeah,
yesterday, the Republic Bangla. I ask all my viewers, please go now and then
yeah,
subscribe,
yeah,
and then because if I know somebody is doing good work either for the
yeah,
nation or for the people or for the justice, I don't have any benefit in that one. If they subscribe to that channel, what I'm going to get
yeah,
out of it? Nothing. So that's why we try to work on, those kind of things where people who are genuine, yes, we should support them, 100% support them. And as you mentioned, like in the corporate world, I've seen those examples as well where people try to pull the leg here as well, but not as much as we do in, of course in India. But
yeah,
yeah, that's where we need to understand. And when you give an example of the giving drugs and stuff, Divya Bharati's case, I still believe that there was a suicide, then somebody did something and then
otherwise, why would the doctor and his wife tell the brother and the husband to go from the scene, and that they will make her
exactly.
understand? Okay, and they told the servant not to come out of the kitchen. So these are
Yes.
all things you can make out. See, but what happens is, Sandeep, see, when the whole system is against the actor,
Yep.
then everything gets hushed, you know. And social
Yes.
media was not so active at that time. When Jia Khan died, it was not so active. So it's only now that people are realizing that it's been a string of deaths, and
And
everything
yeah,
proclaimed as a suicide.
and
Yeah,
that's how it's well connected, like you mentioned, because her image was built up as she was a drunk kind of
yeah,
person and
yeah,
always misbehaving. Same kind of thing they were trying to do before. I don't know if how long they were planning to kill Sushant Singh
yeah,
Rajput, because all these things came into the media, and I didn't even know who this Ria is, and then
yeah,
still I know because involved. But media play a very big role, and that's
yeah,
when
yeah,
what his name, Rajdeep Sardesai
yeah,
took Ria's interview with
yeah.
maybe 100 or 200 or 1,000 cuts. um, they were trying to build that thing because people were fighting for it, and then they were trying to make that thing. And of course, as I say, I didn't know Ria, and then I still don't believe that she know her after looking at her acting and all those stuff. You can decode easily what
you
she's
know,
trying to do.
Yeah. Sadeep, see, in the case, for example, of Praveen Babi, okay? Praveen
Yes.
Babi, if you read a little bit about her, she was a very professional actress. Hmm?
Yep.
She used to come on time, and when she was on sets, she used to only read her book. She would not interact with people. She was a very sort of quiet person, and she was very polite. She had a secretary. Everything was done very smoothly. Then she got involved with, the leading people in
Yep.
Bollywood. So what happened was, so slowly the brainwashing, and trying to spoil her image happened. Okay, many times she had, there would have been a call for help, but they
Yep.
didn't, because see, they experiment with such people. They take excellent people. See, if you've seen some of her movies, she was one of the best actresses. I'm not talking about acting as an emotion. No,
Yep.
she was good looking and she was very appealing. So I don't know what sadistic pleasure they get out of destroying such people and then telling us in the end that she was deranged, and she came running out, from the staircase without any clothes to follow a certain director. You know, So
Exactly.
you can find, you can see, Sandeep, see what they do is they humiliate you. They make you feel that you are just dust. If you take the cases of models, we've been
Hmm.
following all that. They are
Hmm.
also, it's the same sort of vicious cycle. Whether it is television actors, we are
Yeah.
looking at so many television stars and all connected to the same production home. So all these people are aware of what's happening, but because there is a government that is playing into the same tune, these things don't come out.
Yep. They just get scared of, or there's a lose. There's a thing which called, of course, they're scared of losing their job. They're
Yeah,
not gonna get work. But
yeah,
I can understand, because that's their main thing. That's their bread and butter, or whatever they're doing. But people like, Kangna Ranaut, she came out. Yes, she's a brave lady, and then we all saw. And then what happened to her later on?
yeah,
What Mumbai, that corporation did? They break into the office,
yeah,
and a lot of charges was done against her, and then she's still receiving those summons and all those stuff. Same thing with
yeah,
happened with the Republic Bharat. How many
yes,
things they have received it? Definitely.
yes,
Look, first thing is media, whatever media is doing, people believe on those media centers, because even me, if I see something before this case, anything comes in media, and if say like Sushant Singh Rajput wasn't good, and then I'll sit down and like, why this person doing this kind of thing? He should have
yeah,
some respect, this kind of thing, because media is playing that. But now they understand, and a lot of media houses, people unsubscribe, people don't watch them, and they know that their TRP is going down, and they start maligning other channels who are becoming number one, like Republic Bharat. So going back to, as you mentioned, Parveen Bobby, so they try to create that image through media,
yeah,
through their other PR activities, either in the Facebook or other social media platform, and they create a ground or baseline that they know that what they have to do with these people. Or sometimes maybe these people die eventually because they're depressed as well, but
yeah,
not like Praveen Bobby, Divya Bharti, Sushant Singh Rajput, because we can see they've been murdered, as my opinion. But other people, I'm pretty sure they believe the same thing. But the modus operandi, these I don't want to name it, that old guy, he always say when he make movie, this is based on my real life story, and somebody die in there. So we
yeah.
know that yes, it is a real life story
Yeah,
because
they are
something
using it.
happened.
Yes. Mm,
Exactly. So yeah, we can definitely connect all those. And one more thing. So I'm talking about that person. We call that Buddha. Of
mm,
course, Buddha Bhattacharya. So I saw one of his interview where he was talking about these, when you get into the stress and then you start thinking negative, and he all of a sudden he starts screaming. His daughter was sitting on the same show on that interview, and they took a shot, and then she was straight away, she was like,
yeah,
got
yeah,
scared. So
yeah,
you can understand if that person doing these kind of thing in public, and of course at home, because you can see the daughter reaction, what they would do
yeah,
to those artists and the other
yeah.
people.
Helpless people. Yeah. See, also, see, another thing is, Sandeep, see, if you're looking at the percentage of people who want to know the truth and percentage of people who don't want to know the truth, who want to play the game, you'll find that the people who want to know the truth is a smaller percentage, you know, and the bigger percentage, larger percentage of people would rather play the game, and keep their fire burning, in the house, so that, see, they don't, if something is not good, they won't look that at that side. Okay, so that is how the world has been moving, especially in Mumbai. Now, for example, just you can take the for example, Janhavi Kukreja case. Okay, we all know. See, Janhavi was a very sweet girl. Okay, who followed what her father and mother said. She didn't want to go to the party. Okay,
Hmm.
now this whole thing was pre-planned, and it was pre-planned by the host, whoever the, yeah, sure, whoever the host was. Okay, Everything was planned. They came from the party and again they went returned to the party. Okay, so which means that everything was planned very well. And when the police very casually say that there were drugs and alcohol, which means that that was also planned. Okay, so my question is, are our middle class children or upper class children being used as guinea pigs for the new age drugs? Okay, and then those effects are used to do it on more people. See, because this is not a one-off case. The moment Janhavi Kukreja's case came out, many people started saying this has happened to others also. So, the more deeper question comes, that is our society being, what you say, not only demoralized, also degenerate. They're becoming degenerate to satisfy an industry.
I think there is a thing in our society these days, as you say, middle class and upper middle class, where uh, it used to be only cigarette before. Then if you don't smoke, then you're not classy.
Yeah.
And then now it has changed from normal smoking a cigarette to these drugs and all. And we need to, as a parents, we need to be careful what our kids are doing, who they are interacting with, who they are connected with, what's their friend do, which family they belong to, these kind of stuff. It's nothing negative, but exactly we need to keep an eye on those people. But yes, we can keep an eye on our children, but you don't know, it takes a very
A single
small
second.
single second, and then they just think, oh no, okay, let me try this. I'll give you an example of just the cigarette one. So when I was in India, I used to go in NCC camp and do all these activity. One of my friend, he was smoking cigarette. We were in year 12.
Yeah.
So he was smoking, and then he's like, you want to try? I'm like, no, no, you try. Nothing will happen. I'm like, no, I don't want to try, because nobody in our whole family, nobody smoke, drink. So I'm like, no, I'm not gonna do it. What happened was, after 3 months, because I've been talking to, he was one of my good friend, he quit smoking. So it always depend on how your children upbringing are. What do you teach them? If you don't worried about, oh, it's just one thing happen, and then one day you see your kid came home drunk, or cigarette, and you don't talk to them. It's all about you talking. I have a little one. I don't have that opportunity I talk to my younger son. I don't have one, but I can understand. It's a common sense when people don't think these things. They're like, oh, just ignore it. Doesn't matter. Just leave it. So we need to, as a parents, we need to make sure what kind of education, what kind of, we say, sanskar we giving to our kids. But on the other side, when these kind of people who just thinking about money, they peddle these drugs, and in colleges, schools, everywhere. They, even when your kids are going to the party, they're holding the drink, they
Yeah,
need to
they
keep
put it.
holding. They
Yeah,
need to
they
keep
put it with
holding.
it. Yeah.
Exactly. And if somebody offer you drink, when I say drink, it doesn't mean I'm talking about wine, whiskey, or beer, or anything like that. Even your soft drink,
Yeah.
please keep it in your hand. As soon as you
In
put it
fact,
down, you
Sandeep,
can't believe.
yeah, in fact, Sandeep, I was watching a movie yesterday, a Hollywood movie, in which they say very clearly, a man comes, brings the glasses for his friends and says, don't leave it on the counter. You don't know what will happen. So these are
Exactly.
things that you see, what you said is right.
Hmm.
Putting things in your drinks.
Yeah, but I think NCB is doing excellent
A
job,
marvelous
and
job.
this Samir Wankhede, I salute him, whatever he's doing. And then people saying it's a very small win, and nothing will happen. Those people are the one, as you mentioned, they don't want justice.
Yeah.
They here only for the fun. They just saying, oh, these stupid people still making the videos. They look, these people still sitting and then doing these. These people are useless, so they don't have anything to do in their life. They never want to progress, or they never want to see anyone progress, or being a good person. Maybe they're drunk, and then watching those videos, and then come there just to comment, and then show the negativity. Okay, if you don't believe that, why you even commenting? Why did
Yeah.
you even click on that video? Just get out of this video.
Yeah.
Don't even enter it.
See, Sandeep,
So,
there's another thing is that, see, there are people who follow you and all of us very closely
yep.
to make sure that they spoil the mission. Okay, they are there on social media also, so they will just put small rumors saying that Sushant Singh is alive. Okay, or something like silly things. Like I was suddenly arrested. The police came for me. Okay, now I'm in the police station sitting with somebody trying to rescue him. See, this
Hmm.
is all hangama. Okay, these are things you do to detract from the main situation. And what I heard from a lot of people is that there is proof that these some are using these movements to make money. Now
Hmm.
they make money saying that they are going to go to this place and have a rally, and they go to another place and have rally. So all their pay, whatever they incur and the extra payment is all done. Now, Sushant Singh case in these people's lives has become a way to make money. And if they are questioned, they will say, "What are you doing? You are running a channel. You don't have any other job, no? So, okay, you do it. Okay, you do it. So, what happens is they start attacking you because they know that they are at fault.
Yes.
Recently, when I did an interview with Deepthi, I got a lot of DM saying that, see, please do not touch her. She's fraud, this. I said, okay. See, as a journalist, I know, see, present both sides of the, view. So I told them, okay, please come on my channel and explain it. Okay, or
Hmm.
debate. Come for
Hmm.
a, healthy debate.
Hmm.
Now, they didn't come. Then after that, the whole trolling on social media happens, and they start bad mouthing everybody. Okay, so I said there's something really wrong here. Now, see, the issue that we are all discussing is Sridevi's death, which people say, which many people like Kirti say, is a murder. Now, if it's a murder, many of us are curious to know what happened behind the stage. Now, we are not bothered about, the legal papers and all that, because that is up to the person who's fighting the case to handle. Okay. Now, you keep trolling me saying that, see, this paper. Okay, go to court and file it. And,
Hmm.
see, because, see, Twitter is not your court for you to play about, right? Okay. And if you want to badmouth me, my previous generation and the generation before that, that only shows your class. Okay. So when I watched your channel, I found the same thing happening in your channel as well, where these same people were making fun of your guest, which I found was in very poor taste. Now, see, if I invite one more guest and I'm talking to you, nobody has the right to insult you. You have come in as a panelist or a guest. Now you have every right to present your point of view, and then we close it. If you don't agree, it's fine. Everybody has their own point of view, but nobody has the right to insult people on your program, because you're in control.
Exactly. Yep. Exactly.
So you
And
could just talk about your experience, Sandeep.
sure, sure, sure. So, same people, I think, try to contact me and then try to say the same thing, that don't invite. Look, we, as you already mentioned, you and me, we invite that person because we want to know what their finding is. So, Deepti ji is the only person who is fighting for Sri Devi. I'm just telling as a normal person, if we see she's fighting and how many years it has been, and we wanted to know what her findings are. So
Yeah.
what she came to know, maybe she know more than us what we see
Yes.
in social media, because that's why she's fighting. Why nobody
Yeah.
else is fighting? Because she have some other proof as well. So that's
Yeah.
my intention why I invited her. So anyway, so these people came to my live, they got the link, they joined in, not as a guest, as a viewer. My only guest was Deepti ji that day. So Deepti ji was there, and the people came in, and then they're talking about these documents and stuff. And for quite a time, I didn't know that what these legal terms are. I'm not a lawyer. And then Sonia ji tried to, Sonia ji sit with me on our channel, and then she's very good, and then she understand all those sort of stuff. She tried to explain and then ask question, because there were some legal terms. And then after these things happen, and then I came to know that this is something going in, this is going in different direction, like to, they were trying to authorize, or trying to prove that these documents are fake,
Yeah.
which was totally different from why I invited Deepti ji.
Yeah.
And I said,
Yeah.
okay, if you think that's the thing, then you go and then file case or whatever you want to do. And if you asking me to take this person out, you're no one to tell me, as you already mentioned,
Yeah.
this person is my guest. If my guest is sitting there, if I have trust on that person, that's why I have invited that person. And trust is, it's not meaning that we invited that person to clarify those documents. We did not even know about these documents. When these people joined, then we came to know, oh, they were talking about some document. Okay, that's fine. Do your legal things on a side. Now, if my guest is talking and then she's talking about giving explanation, and as a viewer who has joined to ask question and
Yeah.
keep doing these things, that's not nice.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if that person, the guest, is wrong or not. This kind of behavior to the guest is not acceptable at all.
Yeah.
And when I'm trying to say, okay, you wait, let the other person speak or my guest speak, and then keep interrupting, and I always stay with my stand, whatever I've said. And then, as you mentioned, that people are asking for the apology as well on Twitter, and then keep doing the same
Yeah.
thing. Apology for what?
Mm.
You should apologize for your behavior, which
Behavior.
you haven't done yet, and then they say,
Yeah.
oh, we will send the legal things. Yes,
Yeah.
please do it. We are
Yeah.
waiting for it. Do it. On what basis? You can't even file a case because you're still learning. Whoever
Yeah.
that person is, you're still learning. You're not even a proper lawyer, whoever
Yeah.
that person is. Now, yes, you have to take another person to file a case, but on what basis?
Mm.
Because my viewers, they were writing bad about you in the comments. I have a very line on the bottom. Anybody who say anything, that's their own point of view. Why should I apologize? Because they
Yeah.
were not feeling right, because you were trying to defame that person by laughing, smiling,
Yeah.
and doing these kind of stuff. Yes, I will stand with viewers as well, because that was not right. And
Yeah.
if you really think and talk about the woman respect, and then your legal terms, this is the first step you should learn, is to respect others,
Yeah.
not just as a corporate thing, not as a legal thing, but as a person. You should know that you need to respect other person.
See,
But
and Sandeep,
that's, yeah.
yeah, Sandeep, also the fact that, see, if you have
Hmm.
so much courage and you want
Hmm.
to challenge a lady saying that,
Hmm.
see, her documents are fraud.
Hmm.
Now, this lady says she's landing in Mumbai. She's in Mumbai now. And she
Yes.
also told them, please come ahead, come in front, and then we can sort of debate it or discuss it.
Hmm.
So she had already told them before a few days that she's
Hmm.
coming. And now she
Hmm.
has landed in Mumbai. She has posted some pictures as well. She asked them to come, but they never went.
Hmm.
You fight so vehemently on
I
social
saw the
media.
tweet.
Yeah,
Yes. Hmm.
yeah, you troll
Hmm.
people, okay, and you
Hmm.
badmouth people, okay. Then, if your stand is correct, and you believe in it very strongly, you should be
Hmm.
the first one going there and challenging her and meeting her face to face, and not shadow boxing. You see,
Y- uh,
you can't
Yeah.
go behind stage and just fight people. You have to come in front.
Even if you're not doing, if you're not going there, let's say that person don't want to go there, but this person is thinking, what I'm going to get out of it if I
Yeah,
get there? Okay,
yeah,
that's fine. But what are you going to get out of it if you're going to every platform following that person and
yeah,
then keep saying this person is fraud? What are you
yeah,
going to get out of it? What do you need to do as a legal representative, or whatever you call yourself? File a case,
yeah,
which you did after we advise, of course, after we advise, not before that. You did that, and then you got the result. If
yeah,
you got the result, whatever the result is, look, I still stand with whatever I said. If the documents are fake, we have a court
mm,
to decide that. And even if that thing come out, I still respect Deepti ji for standing at
yeah,
least for Sridevi's case. Maybe not
yes,
for the document if they are fake. I'm
yeah,
saying if they are fake. I'll still stand with Deepti ji that she is fighting for justice. But if these documents turn out to be fake or whatever they're saying, then yes, I would say nobody has a right to do these kind of thing against our government, and then filing these kind of documents. No one, even if my brother do it, I will say the same thing to him. So we stay with our stand.
Also, Sandeep, see, today or yesterday, a book was launched on Sridevi's life. Okay. Now,
Hmm.
why was this not launched when she was alive? Now, whether the book is going to tell the truth about her or not, we don't
Hmm.
know. Now,
Yeah.
because see, Boni Kapoor is standing there, and there are people standing on the stage, and they've launched the book. Now, I would say, as a journalist, the person who should be most upset should be Boni Kapoor. Bonish Kapoor should be, asking Deepti, what is she talking about? Isn't
Yeah.
it? But that man is keeping quiet. Manish Malhotra is keeping quiet. So, if those people are keeping quiet, then these people who are dancing around should also keep quiet. Because
Yeah.
maybe this lady has something very strong in her hands, which is making people scared. If
Yeah.
at every stage when she's going to have a hearing, the case is, what you call postponed, the hearing is postponed, then there is someone very strong trying to push this case aside. Now, if we return to Sushant Singh's case, we know that if the public were not standing for Sushant Singh's case, this would have died a death by July or August maximum.
Yeah.
Okay, because that was what the government wanted to do, that's what the police wanted to do, that's what Bollywood wanted to do. They all wanted to bury the case, as they did with Praveen Bavi, or Divya Bharti, or so many people, even
Hmm.
Janhavi Kukreja now.
Hmm.
Okay, so that would have happened to Sushant Singh also, right? So there are people are not stupid. People will dig up cases and they'll bring it back. Even Sunanda Tharoor case, it will come up. Okay,
Yeah.
so don't think people are stupid. They will dig up the truth and it will come out, and you will be forced to face all the skeletons that you hide in your cupboard. You know.
Exactly. Look, and very rightly said. All these cases happen, so and public know what happened exactly, and then of course the culprits, whoever planned, whoever done these kind of stuff, they already know. Oh yes, I send those people. Oh, this person sent those people. They know already. Now we trust in our government, and as I mentioned, either 370, Ram Mandir, or other laws, nobody had guts to do that. I never personally thought that this 370 can be removed.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure anyone who is watching, they never believe, but that happened. Now, there is a one time. I mean, I would say there's a start. So there's a start for every history being made. So if
Yeah.
we want to wait for that history to be made, why don't we start now? And then that's what people started with. If Sushant Singh Rajput case get the right closure, that means history has been made, because there is a very high profile people involved in that case.
Yeah.
Once that start, people will start believing again in law. Okay, there is a
Justice.
law for everyone, justice and everything. At the moment, if lower class and middle class, the both party involved, yes, justice will be served. Lower class, upper middle class, yes, justice will be served. Now, either middle class, upper middle class against the high class, or the politician, Bollywood, or anything like that, forget about it. That's the mentality on, and I won't blame people for it, because that's what happened in the past. We have always seen that there is no single case where we see the big politician and there is a lower class or middle class, and then somebody murdered someone, that they have been jailed. But now it's happening now, and our government, Modi ji, Shah, they're doing these stuff, but to distract them, Kisan Andolan, the other stuff happening. So they're trying to divert this, and I'm pretty sure they are quiet because they want to make sure states like Bengal and other states where they don't have government, once they get there, they get hold of these government even tighter, and then they can do other stuff, other big cases which never got resolved, like Sunanda Pushkar and other cases. I'm pretty sure these
Yeah, I
cases
will.
is going to
Yeah.
resolve.
See, I'll tell you another thing, Sandeep. See, for example, see, when Sushant Singh case came out, I was just researching, and in a very small piece of news, I found that Disha, you know, the one who
Hmm.
was managing his this thing, his career, was just committed suicide. Okay, it was a very small thing buried in so much of news. Then I said, see, why would she commit suicide? Then we started researching more and more. Then we started revealing it in social media. Then voices started raising. Same thing with, for example, Pooja Chavan. Okay, Pooja Chavan was supposed to be a TikTok,
Yep.
artist. Now she also, like just like Divya Bharti, they say that she got drunk and she jumped out of this thing because she was depressed. Now, what the politician did not expect was that the audio tapes would come out. There were 11 audio tapes which
Yep.
revealed everything. Same thing in Disha's case. See, Disha's case, the parents were either frightened or they were paid off to keep quiet. Then we realized that this is a more deeper case. This is not the death of an ordinary middle class girl. This girl was privy to some very secretive things that were happening.
Hmm.
And that was at the party of a very big producer. And apparently, she told this to Sushant, and then both their lives became endangered. Okay. Similarly, this girl, Pooja Chavan, very close to the minister, she knew many things, and there was some involvement between them. Something
Hmm.
happened, you know, and they wanted to hush it. So she becomes a victim. And now the tapes have revealed that there was hanky panky. So, so the newspaper's job is to, hide the truth. Police's job is to hide the truth. Politicians' job is to hide the truth. Okay, public and certain people who are, journalists or who are interested in these cases, like YouTubers and all, will bring it up. Then what happens? The focus comes, and the connections start coming. Okay, Disha was involved with Sushant. Sushant had so many friends who were also killed at that stage. He was also making an AI app, which was, stolen from him. And the person who he was collaborating with was also killed in an accident. They say it was a motorcycle accident. The motorcycle did not belong to that man. Whose motorcycle was that? So that man was also killed. Suddenly, somebody is launching apps. Actors who don't even know ABC about AI, artificial intelligence, were launching apps. And then what happens? So much of secrecy, and then if anything is revealed by people, they say that, see, oh, Meena doesn't know anything about AI. Okay, what is she? Is
Hmm.
she a journalist or is she an AI expert? On social
Hmm.
media, so they'll say, look at what she's saying. Okay, if she's saying something, why is it hurting you?
Hmm.
Okay, if there is no truth to it, explain it. The same thing with Deepthi Pinati, right? If you have fraud this thing, okay, fight it out. Reveal what's the truth. Let it come out. She's not scared. Why are you
Hmm.
scared? Okay, so you have to face the consequences. Once you get into the war field, you can't go hide behind the curtain and say that, see, I'm I'm out of it after bring all the problems inside. You have to
Yep.
face the music. So this Pooja Chauhan's case is also another pointer, like Disha. It's a very serious case where middle class girls, pretty girls who are very very educated and talented, are used as puppets and then destroyed. And then the parents are bribed to keep quiet. Okay, so the parents themselves say that it was a suicide, and some relative says that they were paid 5 crores. So what is happening? In Janhavi Kukreja's case, you find that, see, the parents are approaching this very same police officers who have already said that Sushant's case was a suicide. So in which system are we moving? Will we get some justice? So what is happening is, because the public voice is becoming stronger, and stronger. They are not able to bury, all this murky things that are happening, there. So that's what's happening, Sandeep. The attacks for against you or me or so many others is because they feel very uncomfortable when the truth is coming out. When the truth comes out, they want to
Yep.
say that these people are speaking nonsense. It's some theory, conspiracy theory.
Exactly. Look, if we talk about Disha Salian, so what I believe is, and I have heard that she has a brother as well. So I don't know, either there was a threaten, or they were threatened, or money was given. I have no idea. But what I believe personally, that definitely there is a threat. They live in Mumbai, and
Yeah,
then you have seen those Shiv Sena Gunda.
yeah,
They took one of the BJP
yeah,
MLA, I don't know, or Karyakarta, whatever the person
yeah,
is, and put the black thing on the
yeah,
face, and then they were taking. You have seen that video. So in that kind of environment, what a person going to do? So
yeah,
definitely, I don't blame them, but I think deep inside their heart, they know if Sushant case get resolved, 100% the daughter will get the justice as well. They're
yeah,
keeping mom. That's why. And you have, I don't know if you know, there was a one YouTuber who said that she was raped and then killed. They did a complaint against one of that
yeah,
YouTuber, and then
yeah.
he apologized about that as well. So how can a person, or parents, I would say, accept that yes, there was a suicide? They took 2 days to do the postmortem for Disha Salian,
Yeah.
right?
Mm,
And they were saying they waited for COVID report.
mm,
Why they did not check the Sushant Singh Rajput COVID test? Why they
yeah,
were in so much hurry?
yeah,
Why they wanted to do that? Because they knew if they try to do COVID test, and if family take the body to Bihar, they will know the truth. Even
yeah,
if they, let's say, they don't do the postmortem there, they can see the body. We have
yeah,
seen the body marks, and then needles and those kind of stuff. If they have doubt, definitely they're going to do the postmortem. And if they take the postmortem and do the postmortem there, they have nothing but just to cry that why they did not stop and then do the cremation there. So that's what
there.
they did. They did not do the COVID test.
See, Sandeep, also, if you I don't know whether you've been following this Pooja case also. See, you'll find that the mainstream media,
Hmm.
in order to make Disha her reputation bad, what they did was they showed her party at her house. She would have
Hmm.
had a party sometime when they took
Hmm.
it on video. And they said this was the party where she drank and she danced and then she committed suicide. Okay. Now,
Hmm.
same thing in Pooja Chavan's case. She drank, she was depressed, and she committed suicide. Now, the script is getting old. This
Yes.
is what we should tell the police officers. The script is getting old. Now start,
It's getting
yeah,
B grade
yeah.
now. Yeah.
It is like the Shah Rukh Khan story, which you had so many years before. The same thing running after Kajal, and Kajal who then grows up and they fall in love. That is a story. Okay.
Yep.
Now, in the case of murders and suicides, it's high time you change your script, and made it more realistic because people are looking through the whole thing. Recently, the person who owned the vehicle where the bombs were placed in front of Mukesh Ambani's house. Okay,
Yes, yes.
yes, they say it was a suicide. Now, a man who has 4 handkerchiefs stuffed into his mouth. You mean to say that he stuffed the kerchiefs into his mouth before he committed suicide? See, who
Yep.
are they selling these stories to? It's so ridiculous. So,
It doesn't
and
make sense.
yeah, and
Mm.
the funny thing is, Sandeep, see these people who troll us. Okay, why are they not behind this Sushant Singh case? Or why are they not behind Disha's case or Pooja's case or Janhavi Kukreja's case? Why are they only behind a poor lady who's been researching about Sridevi for so long and finding proof? Why are they behind that lady and not trying to say that, see, let us give justice to this young girl, 19-year-old girl who was supposed to fly to Australia and
Hmm.
study? Why are they not giving her justice? So that
I'll
means
tell
you
you,
don't
I
want
think,
justice.
hmm. Yes, very rightly said. They
Yeah,
claim they want justice, but
yeah,
the main agenda is, look, the people who are looking for justice,
yeah,
they want to hear about that case every single day, any information they can find on internet, TV, anyway. But the people who looking for different interests, they will try to think why this person is doing this,
yeah,
what this person do in their personal life.
yeah,
Hang on, what do you have to do with their personal life?
yeah,
Why does it matter to you? Somebody, I think that person must be watching that as well. Somebody called Chamundi, she's spreading a news that I am connected with the Phogat family, Geeta Phogat and Ritu Phogat. Everybody know that family, and they calling me someone Harvinder or someone. First of all, if I am belong to that family, I'll be honored, because whatever they have done for the country and then a lot of stuff, I will be honored if that happens. If it, and that's not the case, but why does it matter to you guys? And you claim yourself, and these people write SSRians.
yeah,
Why are you talking about these stuff? If
yeah,
I'm not talking about SSR, I'm going against SSR, I'm in favor of Bollywood, I'm in favor of culprits, yes, you have every right to question that. If I'm spending my time 2 to 3 hours every single day, sometimes I make 2 videos as well,
yeah,
I'm giving that time apart from what I normally do 9 to 5 job.
yeah,
Why it's hurting these people?
yeah, yeah,
Because these people don't want justice,
yeah,
or if they claim that they want justice, that means they need to learn what self awareness is. They don't know about themselves, that what they're looking for is not exactly what they think.
yeah,
So these kind of people just bully, like to harass people, and they have a mentality of, ah, I can defame this person, I will smash it, I will do this. But they don't understand, people don't, वो कहते हैं ना हिंदी में, भाव नहीं देते उनको लोग. So these people are these kind of, they are like a piece of trash, or I don't want to use all the dirty words because my mouth will get dirty. But these kind of people, they are not after justice at all, and people understand that. Why people still watching our channel, your channel, my channel, if they think we are not in this this SSR case and the other case. And going back to, as you mentioned, the people who kill Divya Bharti, Sridevi. I don't know if the same chain or somebody else doing it, but they have changed their plan.
yeah,
I'm pretty sure you have heard about Sandeep Nahar.
mm,
I doubt, and then everybody who following and then fighting for the justice, they believe it's not a suicide.
yeah, it's not.
It's not a suicide. Where is the post-mortem report? Why he made that video outside, and then he's keep looking, and then somebody is saying something at the back, and where is the forensic of that video? That should be investigated. When it was recorded, what was the location of that video? Is police investigating that? But nothing has come out, because world's number one police knows that what will happen if they release post-mortem report and the other stuff.
Yeah.
They know, of course.
Same,
So
same,
these, yes, yeah,
same thing, Sandeep, with Asif Basra. You saw the way he was
exactly.
carried out? He was carried out in a tent, something like a tent. Okay. If he committed suicide, why do you need a tent to take him out? It could have just been a stretcher, right? So, from what the actors say, is that he had a very good character. He was very jovial, and he was a very peaceful man. Now, why do all these peaceful, intelligent men suddenly become depressed and die? you know so they have to build a new narrative because it doesn't sell anymore you
Yep,
know and people are getting agitated that we need a solution for all this you know
yep,
the
yep.
biggest thing, Sandeep,
Hmm,
is the
hmm.
fact that, see, people are no longer watching Bollywood movies. Okay, I'll
Exactly.
tell you. I'll tell you just an example. See, earlier I used to like watching some Hindi songs. Okay, some good music. Okay, now when I watch these same stars, singing that song, I feel disgusted because these are the people behind the murder, indirectly or directly. Okay, and we know, when you enjoy a song which is, being sung by a criminal, or
Hmm.
just mouthed, by saying by a criminal, will you enjoy that song anymore? No. You see. So
Yeah.
Bollywood has been boycotted. Anything and everything they do. Now Anushka's baby, Karina's baby, nothing is important for anyone anymore. So even before they put a picture, they get 100 million, comments saying that, just get off, get off. So it's Sushant is cleansing. Sushant's case is cleansing the whole, it's like a catharsis where, there has to
Safai
be a,
Abhiyan.
yeah, very big rain
Yep.
to cleanse this
I would
dirt.
say Safai Abhiyan, as Modi
Yes,
ji started. I
yes,
think
yes,
Safai Abhiyan is going in.
yes,
And one more thing,
absolutely.
I don't know if you're aware of it. Center was even planning to do clear this dirt, and
Yeah,
they planned this around January, February last year, even before Sushant Singh was
murdered.
murdered. Yeah. So when we go back and then talk about this Bollywood, now they're tasting their own medicine, and I'll
Yeah,
explain how. So what they used to do, they create image of Divya Bharati, Sushant Singh Rajput, what kind of their person is, and then nobody likes them. Now, because of social media, ground has been created, and people know, and this is not fake ground. This is the truth. People know about it, and people boycotting them because that's what they try to do with all these people who've been murdered, or totally boycott from the industry, or they don't give even if you talk about the TV serial actors.
yeah,
So I made a video, and then a few actors, one of the actors, she was called, and then she was told that 15 minutes before the shooting, you're not working in that
movie.
serial anymore. Yeah. And one person who was doing the comeback after 7 years, he was going towards that film city. He was stopped, and then you're not part of this anymore. So now they're tasting their own medicine. Doesn't matter what they do. They say, "Oh, last night I was telling my daughter कि है ना श्री राम के बारे में बता रहा था मैं उसके बारे में." People don't buy this anymore.
Yeah,
Doesn't matter what you do. What doesn't matter what you say. You are the same person who
yeah,
said, "Why do you need to go to Vaishno Mata?
yeah.
Why do you have to spend money? Why do we have to spend money to watch the movies, these filthy movies, these dirt, and it's nothing to do
See,
with our
Sandeep,
culture."
yeah. See, Sandeep, that's the reason why, suddenly Chehre removed Riya Chakravarti from the poster. Her
Chehra
name
was
was
removed
removed.
from
Yeah,
Chehre.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah. So she was so confident that everything will go in her favor. But you see, God has bigger ways. God will not allow certain injustice to be done. So there are bigger forces at work, and these
Hmm.
forces are every day revealing, what's happening every day. Every day somebody is being, shown that you are not bigger, than the Almighty.
Exactly, exactly. And when talking
Yeah,
about Bollywood, you know that they try to put an image and then saying, "Oh, nothing is being affected, and
yeah,
everything is going smoothly," and then movies doing the good business, this and that, and everything, whatever they try to do it. But what happened at the end? So they tried, but when the ratings came out, when people start commenting, disliking the even
yeah,
trailers and everything,
yeah,
whatever they were claiming, now it's coming on their face, they falling down, they lost like
yeah,
thousands of crores, and they saying, "Oh, this is only because of COVID." Oh yeah, that's what you think, but it's not right. COVID situation is over. Yes, there are some states still having the restrictions, but cinema halls are open. Who's watching?
yeah,
They are giving movies tickets with the these grocery, because
yeah.
they want people to go there and then create that
Watch.
image now. And now these Bollywood actors mentioning in the interviews, "I have 3 movies ready, but I don't know." Salman Khan, I think somebody told me, Sonia ji told me, Salman Khan mentioning that 3 movies are ready, but I don't know
Yeah,
what people going to do with it. Now some other movies lined up, and they're saying, Radhe and the other movies, they already been bought. For how long these investor will buy these movies? If we keep going in the same way, these investor, let's say they have a lot of money, they will buy these movies, but when the results come out, they have spent 200 crores, but they did not even earn 20 crores. What will happen? Will they buy the those movies again? No, that's fine. If they, even if they're buying now, we can't do anything with the investor. But what we can do, we can send a message to the OT platform and other people who are buying, or the investors, like these advertisement companies. At one stage they will realize it's affecting their business, their
Yeah.
money, and it they are realizing now. That's what we need to keep doing, and then they're
See,
testing their own medicine as
Sandeep,
well.
yeah, Sandeep, another dangerous area that they are getting into now is the South Indian industry. Okay.
Yep.
South Indian film industry, what they're doing is now they're going to cash in on the superheroes. So you're talking about big people like Allu Arjun and all these, top heroes. And
Hmm.
what they're trying to do is tie up with them or finance the movies. Okay. So then again, they will still make money using Rajnikant's name or somebody else's name. It could be. It
Hmm.
could happen. Okay, so
Hmm.
now they're already doing it. They a movie where Ajit is starring. Ajit is one of the top Tamil stars. Okay, the
Hmm.
movie is being produced by Boni Kapoor.
Hmm.
Okay, what is Boni Kapoor's interest in Tamil movies? Okay, recently I believe his daughter, bought a 32 crore, flat apartment in a very posh area where Amitabh Bachchan lives. Where is this money coming from?
Yep.
That girl has not made any good movie. Even the last movie Gunjan, which was made, was attacked by everybody, and she could not act for nuts. I mean, just because your mother is a good actress doesn't mean that you will also be a good actress. It is not in the genes. It is
Yep.
there. Either it comes, or it doesn't come. So you can't tell that the nepo kids are going to be exactly like the parents. So what I'm trying to tell you is that, see, they are trying to, the moment they realize that Bollywood has become like a desert, now they are moving to fresher pastures. You see,
Yep.
and they're thinking that, see, now South Indians are fools. Okay. See, when I said that, see, please do not watch this film because of this. So immediately a person who is a fan of that South Indian actor said, Prabhas said that, ma'am, you don't know. Prabhas is one of this thing, and he got very angry. So I said, I also admire Prabhas.
Hmm.
He was excellent in his
Hmm.
movie. I think the
Hmm.
whole world liked him. Okay.
Hmm.
The attack is not on Prabhas. The attack is on Bollywood. And when these people come down, you need to feel scared, not Prabhas. So
Exactly.
these things are happening, Sandeep. And I think it's been a long chat also, and been really enjoying. And maybe we'll have one more chat later, Sandeep. And
Sure.
if you have
Sure.
something to conclude and tell our viewers, you're welcome to do it.
Yeah. I would just give a message to all the viewers. Don't feel bad about if somebody is saying anything bad about you. Look, I rarely get angry on anyone, and there was a session yesterday where outcome was all right. That person is not going to say anything. I don't want to go into detail, but when people start attacking, what I believe is just to ignore them until you feel like there is a very personal attack, and there's something always hitting your head, and then you're not able to do anything. But don't tell them what is that thing. If you say that, oh, I'm worried about these, they'll start attacking that thing. But personally, they know, look, people who sitting in India, they think, if I want to do things like what Shiv Sena do, this gunda kind of thing, even if I'm sitting here and people know, I don't talk about caste and stuff. Yes, I'm Jat, but I can do whatever I want from here as well. But I'm here for justice only. These people, some people know, they try to say something, but they know what kind of stuff we can do as well. But if we do the same thing, what is the difference between
Yeah,
us
madam.
and them? So I would say just ignore those people. But yes, when you have to say something, for example, somebody asking for apology, this, yes, if you're asking for apology, we can give you an answer for, like, we'll stay with our stand, go and ask someone else, or you can stand in front of mirror and then say, oh, I apologize. You will see that somebody is apologizing to you, or you can ask your best friend. Here, if we say something, we'll stay with that. If, look, I have said, I have apologized in the past if I've said anything wrong, and there's nothing wrong with it. If you apologize, if you have done something wrong, if you're not wrong, you know that you're right, doesn't matter. Even if I say I admire Modi ji, Arnab ji, but if something is going against, when Arnab was arrested, I was saying, like, Modi ji, what are you doing? I made a video I was very angry, I will criticize those people as well. If you see, that means you're fighting for the justice. You're not blindly admiring someone even if that person is doing the wrong thing. That's what you have to do. These people don't know the meaning of justice, so just ignore them and stay focused, keep fighting for the justice. 100 people, they change their name and come to the comments and then say, oh, this Sandeep is a drug peddler, Sandeep do this, Meena ji do this, or Sonia ji do this, or Paras do this. Anyone, just ignore them. When they see they comment 4, 5, 6 and they say, oh, nobody is replying to them, they will just go. That's it.
Also, Sandeep, another important thing is that, see, there is a saying that birds of a feather will flock together, right?
Correct.
So, yeah, so these people who are behind you trying to do all these things, they will join hands with the people who are making money out of the SSR movement. They will join with the people, the PR and the,
they have
the
already maybe.
Manishindes, Manishindes and all that, so that, they form a very cozy club. But then, see, we are not the ones, who pull anybody's destiny. There is a bigger force. That bigger force will decide who should get justice and who should not. So on that note, Sandeep, we'll end this program. Thank you so much from our viewers, and a beautiful session. And it was wonderful talking to you.
Thank you so much for inviting me, ma'am. Thank you so much.
And
Jai
good
Hind,
night.
Jai Bharat.
Good
Thank
night.
you. Good night.